full time. But, all right, can you guys see mine? Good, okay. All right, let me bring up. Okay, so I did a little slide for my announcements because if you saw, are we recording, Rose? Do you want to record? Okay. All right, guys. So thank you for hopping on tonight's call for Team Rise, our team call. Oh, Dan's telling me I have to be a little bit quieter because I get really excited and really loud and they're just sleeping baby. So I feel like he needs to hold up like a quiet sign. So I wanted to just make a few announcements before we get into the nitty-gritty of the call. And I'm really excited to share this call with you, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But if you haven't already made your payment to Rose, it is the last call for the team retreat payment. So make sure you look for that post. You can even go into the search of Team Arise and just put in retreat, and it'll bring up her post where she has the Google document where you need to go put your name, your shirt size, and if you're staying overnight, and fill out all the details. So in that price, and I did ask Rose to make sure you do get the shirt with it. So that's all included. Also, Super Saturday is coming up. It's January 6th. We've known about this now for almost 3 months, I guess, now. So it should be in your calendar. And you should have a location where you've already gotten your tickets. I can't see the chats when it's like this. Did someone just chat something? I can't see it.
It was me.
Oh.
I said I'm going to Philly.
Oh, okay. I can't see it for some reason when it's shared. Okay, so I'm going to Philly also, so I will be there. But you can look up in the FAQs, you can look up Super Saturday locations that are nearby you if you're not sure. So everybody should be going to one. Make it a point to get there because live events are really where this this feeling of community and this team unity comes about. It's really when you get to know other coaches, get to network and meet other people who are brand new coaches who have been coaches for years, and you get to really hear some awesome stuff. So I'll be in Philly with Rose, apparently. December 11th, important, the new teambeachbody.com site launches. So that's a really important thing to keep a heads up for. There will probably, just like when they did the new online office, there will probably be some videos and some things you can YouTube to help learn a little bit more about it. But it's supposed to really take any difficulties our customers have had in the past and wash that away, and even to the point where you can create a cart for someone and send them that link and then they can just go check out. So it's supposed to simplify the whole process of selling and signing up. So that way it just eases any problems that you've had in the past. I'm excited to see what it looks like. Also, the 14th, pre-sale of 80-Day Obsession. If you've been paying attention in Team Rise, you've been seeing me post a lot about this program. And one of the things, I watched a video today, I had a call and a video today where I watched Autumn talk about the program. And listening to her speak to the effectiveness and the possibility that comes with this program using the supplements and the way the program is designed with the timed nutrition. If you don't know very much about it, ask questions and get to know everything there is to know about it, because people's lives are going to be changed by this program. So get excited about it. Start sharing it now. Do not wait until December 20th when A Little Obsessed comes out. Do not wait until January 15th when the start of the program is. Start now, because this is when you're planting those seeds to get people excited about it, getting ready for their New Year's resolutions. This is the time to build your groups. So use that to help you. I just said my next point. Use December to drive your January business. Don't wait until January 1st. So start planting those seeds now for those people who are getting excited to set those New Year's resolutions, because we all know what happens. I know I'm guilty. So start now. Also, team shirt. If you are not going to the retreat and you want one, you must let Rose know by this Thursday. Right, Rose? This Thursday, 12/7. Okay. You can see the calendar for December, thanks to Lauren, is already up in Team Arise. So check that out. If you're ever in a place where you're going like, well, I know I should post today, but I don't know what to post. Well, there are tons of ideas right here. So wipe that excuse, right off your lips and look it up and see what you can find to post about. So I think that's all for announcements. I think we're good. Again, there's some really important dates on there, like the accessory and challenge pack bundles on pre-sale on the 14th of December when our calls are. So there's never any question. Look for the calendar. Of course, Christmas too. Who doesn't want to celebrate that? All right, so I'm not going to show you stop share because then it would ruin the whole process. But I hope this call goes as planned because for me, it was so effective. And I texted Rose immediately after I did this activity with Kevin Shaw from corporate. And I was like, I need to do an emergency call tonight. Like, that's how I am. I'm like, now, I need to do it now because it's fresh in my mind. And I was so excited about it. And it really stood out as something that made leadership so simple. And if you talk to Rose, if you talk to Lisa Hanson, if you talk to anybody, the one thing I was always the most afraid that I wasn't was a leader. And it was my own limitations and me telling myself that I didn't have the qualifications when in fact, by you sharing your story and telling other people about it, you are a leader and you're able to lead people to a healthier lifestyle and you're able to lead people in this business. You know, once you understand the groundwork and the footwork and you do your legwork to get there. So, strive to be leaders, but they get caught up in that term. And it's almost like a loaded word because everybody has their own leadership skills and everybody teaches and learns different ways. So I wanted to use this activity because it's fun and because it really opened my eyes to what being a leader really entails, especially in this business. So I kind of gave you more of a preview than what we had when we were going into this activity. But all right, so obviously this is related to the Beachbody business, but if you were to pretend almost like you did not know what it was, I want you to just go in with an open mind and start thinking about the possibilities of why we're doing it the way we're doing it. So take out your first sheet of paper. Everyone, let me see it. Show it off. Okay, good. So we are going to make paper airplanes. Now, if that doesn't get you excited for a team call, I just don't know what will. So I want you to listen to my directions and make the best paper airplane you can make. All right, you ready? Okay, so you can't see my screen, right? Okay, you just see me, okay. All right, so here are the directions. Ready? So step 1, fold the piece of paper lengthwise. Okay, step 2. I have to like maximize my thing, hang on. It's difficult doing it this way. Grab the top right-hand corner and fold it down so that it is flush along the center line, making a little triangle. And do the same with the left side. Okay. Next, fold the paper along the horizontal line made from the base of the 2 triangles. The tip should be facing down and should be touching the center line. I see smiles and giggles. Okay, then we're going according to plan. Good. Okay, next part. Take the top right-hand corner and fold it down to the center line about 1/2 inch above the top. And only the corner touches the center line. And do the same with the left-hand side. If you don't think you're doing it right, it's okay. Just keep going. There's a reason, I promise. It's not to make you feel like a failure, I promise. Okay, so we're almost done. Okay, so fold the tip up to cover the two corners. What? And now fold the entire plane along the center line again. And now take the top piece that is facing you and fold it down so that the top fold is flush with the bottom. And flip the plane over and do the same with the other side. Now adjust the tails of the plane slightly to ensure a smooth flight. Let's see these comments say. Okay, so now everyone, if you're on video, hold up your plane. All right, now give it a go. Throw it. See how it flies. Okay, so you could see how I think almost everyone's plane was completely different. I don't think anybody had the same plane. So I hope those of you who are listening are also figuring out your plane. Because I wish you were all on video right now. This is the fun part. All right, everyone hold up your planes again. Unless you threw it. Okay, Rose, that is a very unique, it almost looks like horns. And I see squares. Very good. This is exactly how it's supposed to go. Very good job. Okay. So now that we all failed miserably with plane number 1, know that you were supposed to. And some of you even said, I think you know where we're starting to go with this. Okay. So I'm going to show you my screen. And I want you, do I have an echo?
Courtney, can you mute yourself? I'm trying to, but it won't let me.
Do I still have an echo?
Oh, we're good now. Whatever.
Okay.
Courtney is working. Good.
You didn't feel that, Courtney. Good job. Okay. So now everyone grab your second piece of paper. All right. Now I'm going to show you what to do. All right. And I'm going to give you a few minutes. And then I'm going to ask you to share your plane again. Okay. So not a few minutes. We won't take minutes, but all right, let me share my screen. Hang on. All right, guys, can you see my screen? All right, go. When you're done, hold up your plane. Rose's look of determination and confusion all in one. All right, let's see. A couple people are finishing up. I can't see that group. All right, we're getting better. Getting closer. I'll give you another minute or so. Sorry if there wasn't enough time. Hold up your plane. All right, we're getting a little closer. Now go ahead and send that one off and see how it flies. Anybody zooming across the whole living room yet? Okay, so now the third and final plane. Let's see if we stay here. Look the best. We're not judging here, Rose. It's not a competition, all right? Jeez. All right, guys. So if you haven't really started to catch on, the next one, you'll probably start to really understand where this is going. But let me move it over here. Okay, now let's do this together. Okay, I'm gonna do it with you. You're gonna watch and listen, and I will wait for you before we move on. All right, so here is what it should look like. So you can see mine. Okay, the finished product. This is what it should look like. Okay, that helps a little. So get your third piece of paper ready. Step one, you're going to fold your paper in half. If you're familiar, that is the hot dog fold, not the hamburger bun fold for my teacher friends. Okay, so fold it in half lengthwise. Okay, step two is you're going to open it back up, grab the top right-hand corner, and fold it down so that's flush along the center line. So watch, can you guys see mine here? Okay, so fold it so it is flush along the center line, making a little triangle. And then you're gonna do the same with the left side. Flush along. Okay, so it starts to look like that. You guys can see mine, okay? Okay, so then you're going to fold the paper along the horizontal line made at the base of the two triangles. So you're gonna fold it there. Okay, so it should look like that. Okay, is everyone good? Stop me if you have questions too. And tell me if I'm going too fast. Okay, is everyone thumbs up if you are looking like this? Yes? Ooh, Express on sale. Okay, so next step is you are going to grab, and this is where I start to lose a few people. So you're going to grab this corner here. Can you see it? So you're going to do it with both sides anyway, but you're going to then fold it down, making a little triangle here. Okay, so that way you can see it's going to go about 1/2 inch above that tip. So only the corner touches that center line. And then I'm going to crease it. Okay, so same thing, taking this corner and I'm only touching the center line with the corner. So it should look like this. So your corners go to that center line. Okay, are we all on the same page? Okay, I can't see everybody, so I'm going to assume yes. Okay, now you're going to fold the bottom tip over these two pieces here, these 2 points, and crease. Okay, so it should just be one little movement, fold it right up. Okay, and then you're going to fold the entire plane along that center line again. So you're closing it like a book. So taking this and making that the inside. Okay, so there should be no creases on the outside. It should just look like this. Good thing I got a manicure last week. It's like a close-up of my nails. Okay, so now you're going to take, oh wait, did I do that wrong? Is it supposed to be this way? Look, did I make a mistake? Yeah, I did. Hold on, fold it the other way. So it should be your creases on the outside. Oh, look at that, I made a mistake. Thanks for helping me figure that out, guys. Such a big help. Okay, so then you're going to, never mind, have the creases on this side, and you're going to take this top and fold it to meet the base of your plane, making that wing. Okay, so all you did was take this top piece here and fold it down to the base, and you're going to do that with the other side. It's getting a little funky. Computer paper works best. Okay, and then adjust your wings. And send it. Okay, so I'm going to stop share for a second. So hold on, did everyone throw it? What did our third planes look like? Better? Fly better? Okay, so now you're going to be welcome to unmute yourself for this portion because the arts and crafts section is done for this call. But I want to ask you, and I'm going to share my screen because I have some questions for you guys. Okay, so when you think about your 3 planes and the 3 different times that you put together your planes and followed the directions, you'll notice there were 3 different styles of approach that I did to teach you how to make this airplane. I taught you by just telling you directions. Then I showed you directions, but that was it. But then in the end, I did both. I was showing you, I was telling you, I worked at your pace a little bit more. If you had questions, you were free to ask questions. If you weren't sure of what to do, you could look to my example. We were working together. So how did you feel? Anybody have any thoughts? You want to share? Don't be too shy. And don't all jump at once. Okay, if you don't want to talk, that's fine.
Does everyone know how to unmute themselves? Just click on that little
I can't see everyone either.
microphone thingamajiggle on the left-hand side. If you're on a computer, if you're on a phone.
Who's that? Jill's waving. Can we hear you? I can't hear you. No? All right, hold on. Let's type it in.
Try it again, Jill. Nope. No good. No good. Sorry. I don't know if Zoom's just acting funny.
Maybe it is. Okay.
What?
Well, maybe if we unmute everyone that at the end. Let's do that at the end. We'll talk about how you guys felt at the end. All right. So hopefully you're starting to thumbs up if you are starting to figure out where this is going. Okay, good. Just shake your head in utter disbelief if you have no clue what it is that I'm getting to. If you're not sure at all. Don't be embarrassed or ashamed. So hopefully some of the things that you were noticing with the verbal, I didn't show you any instructions. Instructions weren't the issue though. I gave you the same exact instructions each time. But the problem is I never showed you, number one, the outcome. I never showed you what to expect. I never showed you anything. To be truthfully misinterpreted. Okay. So the visual was definitely a step up, right? How many of you thumbs up felt like the second round was better than the first? Okay. Because you saw what it is that I was really getting at, right? So let me move you guys to the side because it's a little funky. So the visual helped kind of show you what to do, but still, there were missed steps. There were people who were looking at it longer and weren't really sure what to do with it. Maybe you need to hear things explained and you can't just look at something. So when we think about our business and what we do as coaches and as leaders, a lot of the time things do get lost both of those ways. Things get lost in translation. They get misinterpreted because the problem is we assume too much as, say, a leader. We assume that you already know what to do with this PDF. Here's the bat. Here is a script of invitations. Go do that. You're handed things sometimes in this business that someone might find extremely easy, but you look at and you go, whoa, this makes no sense to me. And what's important and what you should be taking from this is that with the final step in making this paper airplane, as simple as it may be, when I walked you through, let me see, show of hands, and I took it at your pace and I told you what to do, I showed you what to do, and I modeled and I was doing it with you. How many of you felt more successful with step number 3? Okay. Are you just raising your hands because you think you're supposed to? Because with conviction, guys, raise those hands. So yeah. All right. So step number 3, hopefully, was something that you could really relate to this business. And what you start to see is that in this business, it's a very much, it can't just be, here's a script, go talk to someone. We learn by this you do, we do, I do all together. So when we started doing the steps together, if at any point you got confused, you could stop me. You could tell me to slow down. You could tell me, all right, go ahead, keep going. We worked at the pace that you guys needed. And in order to be successful in this business as a leader, we cannot expect new coaches and even new challengers to know what we think that they should already know. We cannot assume, because everybody knows that saying about assume, right? Yes? Asses. We all become asses sometimes in this business, and it's just going to happen because we assume that, oh, this challenger already knows what to do with those containers. They've been around forever. How could they not? But they don't. And in step number 1, I assumed that, hey, they probably already know how to make this airplane. They already know what it's going to look like. Step number 2, oh, they don't need any directions. Here, just look at this. But when we did it with the method number 3, by me modeling and showing and doing it along with you, it really does encourage people to be interactive, to ask those questions, to tell you to slow down, to tell you to speed up. Or maybe what happens when I make a mistake is I go, oh, wait a minute, you're right. Let me do it this way. We learn as leaders, and that's the cool thing about this business is if you think you already know everything there is to know about making paper airplanes, you don't. because I bet there's some engineer out there with a better way of doing it I mean, these kids are smart these days. They learn it all in first grade, let me tell you. My first graders could make better paper airplanes than me. But the cool thing is that I could always learn new ways, new tricks, new methods. So there's that other piece that even though I'm the one here pretending to be the expert, let me tell you, mine didn't fly so far. And you know what? I probably bet if I make it again, it won't fly as far. The first one, though, I do have to say, when I did it with Kevin on the call, I nailed it. This one flew pretty far. But there's always room for improvement. So when you start thinking about your business and being a leader, start thinking about how you can incorporate this in your business. So even though, yes, we're making paper airplanes, start thinking about your challengers and what you want them to know, what you need to show them. Start thinking about your coaches. How can you show them what to do? So, thinking about challenge groups, run them with your coaches, run them with other coaches. With your downline coaches, hop on 3-way calls and let them hear you, let them see you interacting with other people so that they know how to explain it in your words, but then they can put their own spin on it. And, we all get caught up in this sometimes of sharing these scripts, which is great to give you ideas, but with the inviting process, you not only are showing someone, here's an example, but you're sharing different conversations with your upline or even adding them to the text message or into the Facebook message and let them help you respond. But the deal is the same thing with, these paper airplanes. You have to ask for help. You have to say, stop, we're going too fast. You have to say, please show me, tell me. Because even though we have been in this business or, people have been in this business for 7 years, we're still learning. You might teach us something new. So we, as a leader, you need to be willing to learn, but you also be willing to teach people in different ways. Show them, don't just tell them, show and tell, show and model, join them, but don't be afraid to fly. There's my little catchphrase with my, paper airplanes. Don't be afraid to fly in this business because I bet once I showed you this paper airplane and I bet if you do it again and you try again, I bet your paper airplane will fly a little bit better each time, right? So the reason why I wanted to do this is, number one, it's fun. Who doesn't love making a good paper airplane? And I bet all of you are going to get off this call and try it again. Right? I mean, unless it's 9:30, then it's bedtime. But the point of this is just to show you that people learn in different ways. Did anybody really nail the first one just listening? No? Does everyone here think that they nailed that second one by just being shown? Erin, yeah? And the reason why that is too is some people, how many of you know that if you look at something, you're a visual learner, like that's going to be your strength, right? And then how many times does someone just tell you things and go, oh, yeah, I got it. You take it in and it's like, immediately digested into your brain, right? For me, no, heck no. My comprehension is not there. So I'm such a visual and auditory person. That's how I learn. I need to be able to see and listen and ask. That's just me. But the reason why this is so cool is that Erin nailed that one is because she's probably such a visual learner. She can look at something and, deconstruct it in her mind. So when you think about when you're teaching your coaches, yeah, visual and hands-on, that's me too, Kim. And this is the same thing as when I was in the classroom. And this is why, I don't know why it's taking me so long to confidently wear that leadership, badge. Fancy. I should make myself one after this. I'll put it on my paper airplane. It's because, for so long we put these leaders on pedestals. And the only thing that a leader is someone who's willing to share, someone who's willing to try and fail, and someone who's willing to invite you along in the process of learning and growing at the same time. That's what a leader is. A leader is not someone who's at the top, because if it's not someone who thinks that they know it all, that they are the expert. Because once you become that expert and you think that you know it all, guess what? There's a million other people who are striving to surpass you, and you think nobody can, but they will, and they are. So when you start putting these people on these pedestals and thinking that they are the end-all, be-all, then you're never going to get past them. But if you ask, hey, can I join you and learn from you? That's when you yourself become that leader. So, even though this was kind of like a different call, I thought it was such a fun and unique way to break down that leadership barrier that for me personally, I had, and it's all about being willing to learn, being willing to grow, and being willing to fumble, fall, and make mistakes. But as long as you learn from them and you help support others in that process along with you, then you are a leader, and you should wear that badge very proudly. So let me see if I had anything else before I go. Yeah, I ended in my notes. Now that you've made this paper airplane, I bet you can do it again and a little better each time. So how many of you try and make that other paper airplane? You do this too. It's failed miserably, and we had to try like 3 times. So just know you are never perfect, and your airplanes may never be perfect, but as long as you continue to try, they will soon one day fly, like you, in your business. So I wanted to open it up for discussion because I know it's getting a little bit later, but I wanted to hear, it was really nice in the call. We got to really share how we could apply this to our business. So some of the things that we thought about were running challenge groups together with other coaches. Some of it was, hopping in those conversations and asking our uplines to listen in, and just really inviting each other to work as a team. Because if you've seen that, what's that one image where it has the leader, the person like driving the sleigh? I'm going to find it because it's a really good, has anyone seen it? Like a leader doesn't lead from, like it's pulling the sleigh. Like, I don't know. I'm going to find it. But it's just, you're in the thick of it with everyone. Nobody is certainly ahead of the game. Nobody is an expert here because we're all constantly learning and constantly growing. And that's the cool thing about this business is that a brand new coach can come in and teach someone who's been doing it for 4 or 5 years, something that we would have never known or thought. So, just be open and willing to speak up and share, and don't let that hold you back in this business if you don't feel like you're qualified enough to be there. That's one of the things that for some reason, and I said this on my call today that I had with corporate, I still don't feel like I'm qualified to be in those groups that I've been invited to. And that's me not allowing myself to reach my true potential in this business. That's me limiting myself and what I'm capable of. And that's me really selling myself short of the opportunities. So, I'm kind of rambling now at this point. I don't know, it's 9:30. I'm going to sleep. But, when you start limiting yourself in those ways to say that I'm not really that qualified yet to share or to post in Teamerize or to speak up, just know that we have so much to gain from all of you. And I'm constantly learning, constantly growing. And that is the really cool thing about this business is that we are one. There is no person who is the only leader on this team. So that's what I've got, guys. Did you have fun?
Yes. That was so good. I didn't get a pen, but I had like so many ideas running through my head. But this was so freaking perfect because I messed up on all 3, but every time I definitely did get better. And like you said, you can really apply this to yourself as a coach, to challenge groups, to your own personal journey, because like you said too, no one has to be qualified to do this. And I think it's like really nice when people are like, oh, like you're such a great leader, blah, blah, blah. But like, guys, we're like, don't put us on freaking pedestals. The thing is, what got me too is sometimes I get stuck in my own ways. Do you know what I mean? And then a new coach comes along or you guys come along with this fresh idea. And I'm like, duh. Like we all need to get out of our way sometimes and be willing and open to learn from other people. And like, all right, so the 3rd time I made the airplane still sucked, but I'm sure if I did it like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, whatever, like just said, you have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to keep continuing after you fail. And I mean, this was just like a great analogy to like combine everything together. Because I mean, in the beginning of this business, like I sucked really bad. And it just took me a lot of time. But the one thing I was good at was just being consistent. So if I maybe make some more paper airplanes.
Take out a whole bundle of printer paper and just have at it, Rose, because I bet you
really
buy that 9,000th paper airplane, that's going to fly.
I know. And I think too, like being in this for almost 4.5 years, I'm like why wouldn't they know that? Like, here's this or here's that. And this really definitely opened up my eyes. Like, all right, like I need to remember what it was like for me as a brand new coach, and really, being there for the people that you bring on, right? Like your job isn't done when you sign people up. Like you really do need to support them the entire way, even if they go MIA and forget to fold aside and they don't show up for a little bit. Like, where are you as the coach reaching out to them when they fall off? Are you kind of like saying, oh, like I already got a Success Club point from them? Or are you still kind of like reaching out to people? Because there was one call I was on today, might have been the same one, Jess, where they said like, reach out to those people who might have bod but aren't getting Shakeology. And to me, I'm like, oh, like why even bother? But that's my job, right? Like that's my job to hold these people accountable, to get them back on track. I don't know where I was going with that, and I'm kind of rambling now too. So.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is, and you have to remember, even though we were all following the exact same steps, and there were key things to remember. Even if I had you just draw one design on it or decorate your page, the cool thing is everybody was following the same steps. There was a system in place, and you were able to ask for help. We could do it together. But by the end, all of ours were unique to us. However, it was with the crease. And that's the cool thing. And that's a great way to bring this back to your businesses. Even though we were all going along the same system and following the same steps, hearing it, processing it differently, we still made our own unique plane. And as kind of cliche as that is, and that's what this business is. We all follow the same steps. We know the same basic things that we need to be doing day in and out. But the most important thing is that it becomes you, that you are, in the end result, your own coach, your own plane. So that's the thing. We all have these systems in place, and we all have these power hour checklists. But the most important thing is to stay true to who you are and bring what you can to the table, and really allow your strengths that we've all been sharing in these amazing videos about ourselves. Share those strengths with other people. And admitting to your weaknesses it's not defeat. It's not letting you know that you stink in those areas. What it is opening up to go, oh, hey, Jess says she really struggles with systems. I've got a pretty good system. Let me share. That's the great thing about all of this. If anything, in the end, we are all unique. We all can reach out to different people, and there can be a million coaches in our network, because there's so many people that different people align with. What works for me in my fold or my specific paper may not work for somebody else. And that's cool, because our planes are still going to fly, and that's the whole idea of this. It's teaching to how everybody learns. It's explaining it in different ways. It's showing, it's telling, it's modeling. It's being a team and coming together to help one another. So I hope that's what you took from the call, and I hope that you are your own unique planes. And if you even want to draw a doodle and share it on the team page, go ahead and just share that unique plane and fly it high. My dog was chasing mine earlier, or else I'd share with you what my other product was. But that's the whole thing. And it's most important. I hope you guys had fun. I hope this was a good way to really express to you like how each of you are leaders on this team, and all you have to do is keep it simple. And do it in steps that are duplicatable. I can share with you the steps, and you can go do this with your children. You could go do it with your husband. It's a bonding activity, because Dan got a little bit frustrated with me. So there's different things you can do with these. But that, it's just keep it fun, keep it lighthearted, but know that we are here to help. Know that you are all as important on this team as the next person, as the person who signed up yesterday, and as the person who signed up 5 years ago. So I hope this was fun. Any questions or final thoughts that you guys have that you want to share?
Yeah, did anyone else want to share? I didn't want to be the only one.
Going once. Okay, then most importantly, short hair or long hair? I really need your help, guys. Now, if you guys have any other questions, any other thoughts and comments, I really most importantly wanted to do this because for so long, I really limited myself in believing that I was a leader. Being in this business for 4 years doesn't make you a leader. It's what you do with the experience that you've had in this business for a day, for a month, or for 4 years. That's what's going to make you a leader. Wendy, I'm going to go with short, I think, too. But that's what I wanted you guys to take from this. Let your strengths show and invite others to help you with your weaknesses and become a leader together. Ta-da! So you gotta have fun with it, guys. Even at what? I don't even know what time it is. I'm gonna. I took my when I was pregnant. It's not 20. Now I have glasses. Yeah, they told me I needed bifocals because I don't need them. So I'm like the old librarian. All right, guys. Well, if you don't have questions, if you don't have thoughts, continue to share those stories and watch everybody's video in the team page. Really get to know each other. I really hope to see a lot of you at the retreat, even if it's just for a little bit, that you can come and meet everyone. Go to Super Saturday, get your butts there. Get excited for Summit next year. I see flying planes. I'm very excited about that, Kim. I see them flying from the corner. Put your wings up, guys, and just fly. Here's my last little thing.
Yeah, and even if you guys didn't get called out to do one of those videos, just go on the page and just tell about yourself, share one thing that you're good at with business and then one thing that you struggle with. Keep it simple, right? And then tag somebody else that's not in, that hasn't posted yet, that you think hasn't been. I know it's kind of hard to keep track, but.
All right, guys. Well, thank you.
Thanks, Jess. That was awesome.
You guys are going to have so many paper airplanes flying around your house by the end of the week. I know it. Those perfectionists. I'm totally
putting this on my story.
Who's going to go and make a perfect one after this?
This was a sad one. It was like a big U.
We'll work on that, Rose. I'll help you with that one.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jess.
All right. Bye, guys. Good night.